Hi guys, it's Elle here, and it's been a little bit, things got a little bit hectic in between there, so I know that I said I'd be updating more frequently, and I will be. It's just, I got a little busy. So I'm back with, speed painting of one of my most recent pieces. This one was done mostly in Procreate, which was a first for me. I think this was the first thing that I ever sketched out in Procreate, and then I just kept kind of, chipping away at it over a couple months until I got to a point where I was like, okay, maybe I can finish this and it'll look like something worthwhile. So this was actually my first time using Procreate, like this little bit of recording right here. So I don't think I even had a pen at this point. I think I was using my finger for a lot of this, and then somewhere a little later I finally got a Bluetooth pen because I don't have the nice fancy iPads. I have an older version, so I use a Bluetooth pen, and it's a little bit slower, but it still works pretty well. So this process is just a perfect example of know what you're doing before you start, because I wasted a lot of time in this, just changing it and going back and changing it and going back. Around this point I was kind of trying to figure out the silhouette, because I didn't start with a sketch, so I kind of wanted that really long feeling in the neck and it kind of like a swooping feeling around the shoulders. I want it to be really loose. I want it to feel sketchy. I want it to feel very textured. But around this point is where I didn't know who or what I was drawing, so I started to make a lot of changes. So I was like, okay, let's adjust the canvas size, and let's give them piercings, and let's try again for that swooping in the back, and then no, let's add more hair in the back, and then we've got to have like little areas coming through to show like actual volume in the locks. So, and then again going back, erasing it, messing up the face, being like, oh well, no, the face doesn't look exactly how I want it to look. The face looks a little weird. And then I'm like going over the nose and going back over the eyes and going over the chin, and that flashing is that ever so often I'd go back to the original and be like, that looks a little bit better than what I have now, and then go back to this and then keep working on it, because I'm working on separate layers, thankfully. And then I decided, hey, why not give him a white shirt? And that didn't work out either. Spoiler, that didn't work out. This really is just a perfect example of, know what you're gonna do. Like, even if you don't do a sketch, like, think about what you want to draw ahead of time so you save yourself some time. Because look at all this. This is like stuff is just going in, coming back out, going in, coming back out. I can't even comment on it because all of this is gone in the final piece. Like, this is technically, I'm kind of wasting your time here with this stuff, but I just want you to see how much work I put in to things that just never ended up in the final piece, because it was not worth it. But there's a lot of stuff in here that you can see isn't quite right. That you can look around the eyes and the eye sockets. They're not even, like, they don't feel like they belong to the same person. They're not the same shape. Like, it feels like one of them is looking straight on and the other is looking in a different direction. I gave up on it. So I deleted all of those layers and I went back to my, decent looking sketch, and I started to kind of fill that out. Right, and along here I did some, what was it? It was an adjustment layer. I can't remember what type, but it was blue. It gave this really nice pastel, like, soft coloration to the whole thing. And then I really started to just work with what I had instead of trying to figure out what I wanted. And I have a really bad habit of losing my drawings when I'm working, especially when I'm painting. I'll draw something that works perfectly and then I'll completely paint over it or lose sight of it as I'm going because I'm focusing on too many other things. So this was a really good lesson, I guess, to just kind of work with what's there instead of trying to paint in things that weren't there. What I did end up doing was that after I did the majority of it in Procreate, I did take it into Photoshop and make some adjustments just because I'm more comfortable with Photoshop because I know Photoshop better. But yeah, around here you can see that I'm trying to add some variation in the colors, especially in the background. So it's not just all that one bluish purple color. I'm adding some more into the blues. I'm using a more textured brush in Procreate to add some more to like the highlights above there, because initially it was supposed to be like this idea of like golden purple was the idea, like the royalty theme. And now I'm going in and doing details because I'm a little bit more happy with what the actual image is looking like, what I have. And then this is another case of, you know, ideas that were being thrown in at the last minute that didn't really end up staying. So I gave him like these golden tears running down his face. I ended up taking those out as well. I should have the final image in here. I don't have a recording of that very last bit in Photoshop because it was in Photoshop and I forgot to record it. So I'm doing small adjustments here again, adjusting the eyes so they're on the same level, you know, adjusting the mouth so it feels more natural, highlights on the nose, and yeah, this is the final piece. So I took it into Photoshop, I brightened it up. I'm pretty sure I did a slight hue saturation adjustment just to bring the colors a little bit warmer, so it's not that bright yellow. It's a little bit more of an orangey yellow, and the purple is a little bit warmer. The skin feels a little bit warmer. I did go in with a really small brush. It's almost like a pencil brush, and I did a lot of detail work around the collar and in the hair and in the background just to make it feel more natural. So thank you so much for watching this. You know the drill, you know, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next one.